My name is Ali. So a couple of weeks ago, I started looking into different ways to do my dreads again because I have had them twice. And this is the length of my normal hair. I didn't really want it to be that short. I didn't want them to be that short. Both times that I took my dreads out, it was because I didn't like how short they were, how thick they were, different stuff like that. So now I wanted them back, but I wanted them long. So I started to look up, different ways to install them with extensions. Now I did get a lot of helpful things for if you wanted to put in wool or pre-dreaded extensions, different stuff like that, but all of the videos that I found, the people already had mature dreads. I do not have mature dreads. The rest of my hair is up in my ponytail. So I've kind of figured it out. And I wanted to share it with anyone else who might be, thinking of doing them but wants longer hair and doesn't want to have to sew them in or anything like that because they are new dreadlings. So I'm going to show you guys what I did. So I already have a piece of hair sectioned off. It looks a lot thicker on camera than it actually is. It's pretty thin, as are a lot of the ones that I already have. Now, what you'll need are some scissors, extensions, which I didn't really get mine from a specific company. It's a beauty store in my city, and I'm not sure what brand it was. It was something called the Purple Pack or something, but it is real human hair, and they are 16 or 18 inches. I can't remember, but they end up about that long, so that's pretty much around my hips, and when I turn around, it's just at the top of my lower back. So I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay, so like I said, you'll need the extensions. If you want, straighter sections and everything, you could use a comb and everything, but my natural hair is pretty curly, and I like to go by the sections because I find that they stick better. And you will need an elastic. So the first thing that I do just to get it ready is I tie the elastic pretty close to the end so that I have a tiny little nub thing at the end. So it's about that big. So then I'm actually going to start my dread itself. So I use the twist and rip method, which is super, super simple. You don't need any products. Please don't use beeswax in your hair or anything like that. I'll probably do another video on dread care and everything. So this is how you start a twist and rip. So you kind of roll the hairs in between your fingers, and then you separate them. Basically, dreads are huge knots in your hair, and you really want to get a good base on the bottom, otherwise your roots are going to be pretty loose. So I'm just going to continue with that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I've done is I've dreaded my hair to here, which is maybe closer to a third than it is to a half, but kind of in between there. So what I'm going to do next is play with the thickness, kind of take a feel of how much hair is there. Then I'm going to grab my extensions, which I have one on a huge track. It was actually the entire thing was on one track. So I had to cut it all up. But, so I'm taking a section out, which I think that I need a little bit more. That's about right. So now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut it where I've figured it out. It's obviously never going to be an exact match, as long as you try and get close to the thickness anyway. Everything will turn out fine. So what I do then, I have my extension. I grab my elastic and I'm placing the extension a little bit higher than where the actual dread starts, because I'm actually going to dread the non-dreaded extension into my own hair, which I haven't seen any tutorials on. So I'm sorry if someone else posted it. I'm not going to say that it's an original idea, because it's not, probably. So I'm just looping it in. And my extension kind of slid, so that's no problem. Just bring it back up to my dread goes down to here. So that's pretty much a good place for my extension to be. Like, it's a pretty good area. So then you're going to kind of mix the hairs together and just continue doing your twist and rip method. Which is pretty much it. So if you can see, I'm pretty much just dreading it right in. Make sure that you have a good base, because you don't want your hair, you don't want the extension to just slide out. It has to be dreaded pretty well in, which is why I try to start so high up, because I want it to stay in. So I'm going to get on this and I'll show you guys how it looks after I'm done. Okay, so as you can see, it's pretty well dreaded as far down as it'll go. Obviously, it won't dread all the way down, because you'll have some parts that are longer and everything, which will happen with just normal hair anyway. Also, I've decided that I'm not going to do too much about that. As you can tell with the rest of them, I'm kind of liking the wispy kind of look. So I'm just going to keep it. So what I do next is I take the elastic out, and then you have the dread. I pull it a little bit just to make sure that the extension is in there really well, and it is. And then I cut the head off of the extension and kind of trim it. And this is what I'm left with. And I just kind of roll the crap out of it. And that's the end result. So I hope that, someone found this helpful. If you did, just kind of let me know that it worked, or different stuff like that. Feedback is always welcome. Again, this is my first time doing it. I've only had these ones for about a week now. So I'm still, working my way through and everything. I'm not really in too terrible of a rush to finish them, because there's just other things that need to be prioritized, but I will probably post updates, and I hope that you guys found this video pretty helpful. So have a great day, and see you guys later. Bye.